Ever since the Rise of Kingdoms meeting in Germany, I had a lot on my mind. And by a lot I mean Huo Qubing. Because this guy is a lot of fun. I mean, how could I not invest in him? Especially as a CAV main, this would be degenerate of me. It would be even a bigger shame than asking to trade T1 troops in LKC. So when was the meeting? It was November 18th, and also our KVK match got announced at the same time. So right there and then, I knew I had to do this. The only problem was, I was missing hundreds of gold hits. I mean, I did have some Huo heads before, from the events like the Camel event and the Wheel, but it was nowhere enough to get this guy maxed at least before Zone 5 opened, right? So I had to make some risks. I had to gamble. I had to do unspeakable things. For example, selling my Fitbits, opening an OnlyFans account. By the way, the link is down in the description of this video, where you can pay $5 a month and in return you get to see my boobs. I'm kidding, by the way. I mean, who the hell wants to see that? You just need to understand my advanced humor. If I was Mimi, then yes, that would make sense. But hairy daddy furious from Middle East? Oh god, please don't disrespect me like this ever again. The fact that you even believed me there for a second and you went searching for the link, it says a lot about you and a lot about our current society. Now, before I turn into Andrew Tate, let's just move on. And spoiler for you, I got a maxed. So this is basically me showing you my journey and all the suffering I had to endure along the way of reaching success. So, my KVK started, and we had Autarch Tavern, and I had some gems. You see where I'm going with this? I know it's a risk, I know it's a gamble, most of you wouldn't do it, but I had to. It was my destiny. You think I'm gonna stop with this one? Hell nah!
Get wrecked, nerd.
I don't think that AOC2 did that. Really?
20 heads for 8,000 gems? That smells like success to me. Now, I don't know if this is a sign from universe telling me to max Huo ASAP, or I just happen to be Lilith's favorite YouTuber. Either way, this is called trusting the process. Fast forward to the day of pass opening. This is the day of my dreams coming true, and I mean, what are the chances of us getting this guy maxed right before Zone 5 opens and we get to smash Mimi? But later on, it was Mimi and Watercamp who smashed me instead. I mean, they outnumbered us like crazy. They have a lot of numbers, and I would even call Watercamp the strongest camp in this KVK, simply because they have 1188, and 1188, these guys, they hit as hard as 60 GT. Trust me, they don't play around. And the second factor, they just have too many numbers. So congrats to them, they are definitely one of the best opponents I've had in a while, and it is a pleasure to fight against them, but I managed to pull through. So by the end of the day, I got rank 110 in the enemy elimination, and about 200 million kill points, which is not bad for my size. I think it's very decent. Although most of my reports, like 90% of them, I had negative trades. But hey, you will never see me giving up. We do not give up on this patch, okay? But anyways, excuse my manners, this is the shiny sexy Huo Qubing. To celebrate this moment, I went to the KVK shop and bought myself a CAV weapon, because why not? Now, moments before that, my friend Destiny, he crafted the same thing and he got instant crit on the first craft. So I was like, hey, if you're doing it, then I'm doing it. Bros before hoes, am I right? I had no idea how wrong I was.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Success comes at a price, which I could not afford. But hey, look at the bright side. At least now we have a KVK weapon. What I'm saying right now is just like saying, I haven't lost my virginity, because I never lose. You know, just a bunch of nonsense to make myself feel better. It is what it is. As for the final appetizer, let me go and make this thing iconic, and then I'm gonna show you the best pairings for Huo Qubing for those of you who want to invest in him for the future, because the current meta is to have 2 CAV marchers in your setup. So if you have already Nevsky with Juan, then Huo is gonna be a nice addition to your setup. So, let me bring my fancy background, and here we go. Best of the best is gonna be Huo with Juan Prime, but if your Juan is busy with Nevsky, then you can do Huo with William. The next best pairings are Huo with Honda, Huo Heraclius, Huo Mehmet, and you can also do Huo Minamoto and Huo Nevsky. But I don't really like these 2 options because they are both single damage, and you don't really bring 2 single damaging commanders on the field, especially in the murder ball, because in a ball you want to expand your damage to as many targets as possible. So for the pairing, you do one single damage with one AoE or just two AoEs together. For formation, you go with wedge, and as for the accessories, you go with ring and horn. And here is the talent tree.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.